Here we are, and welcome to another episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast. Sadly, we are not all in the same place anymore. Lily and Becky are together in Spain in Becky's apartment because Lily lost her wallet. Her husband locked her out of her own office inside her house. She was able to get inside her house, but there are rooms that he has locks on that include the room where she podcasts. So, and I'm back in Arlington after a great trip. Thank you, Lily, for organizing. And it was wonderful. We had such a great time. And
do you want to ask us how we're doing?
How are you doing?
You're just anding. You keep anding over
Sorry,
there.
I went into dad mode there.
I'm good. I just had like a little cash endoscopy today because that's what Cormans do. We're just like, what should we do on a Monday? I don't know. Not tourism. Eat for 8 hours.
Which end did you get oscopied? Like,
no, it goes down your throat.
Oh, okay, all right.
No. A colonoscopy is not cash, Shai. A colonoscopy is what I like to call.
Mom and Dad both seemed to be able to do it while they were visiting.
I like to call a colonoscopy a factory reset. It takes a little bit more time and effort.
Okay, so you had an endoscopy. That's cool. Lily, how about you? How's everything?
I'm good. Enjoying the last few days of my sister being here.
How depressed are you going to be?
She's trying to drug me and keep me here forever, which is why she sent me for an endoscopy. She's such a Fania. She sent me for an endoscopy.
How sad are you going to be as each of your family members like drip, drip, drip leave Lily?
Thank God it's not all in one day. I hope. I want to say that by the time, and I know my husband definitely doesn't listen to this podcast because he doesn't understand English. So I want to say that
after 2 weeks with you guys, I have ascertained he is faking it. He
the other night at dinner, he turns to me and he goes, I think I need to practice my English. I was like, I think you do. It's ridiculous.
That is 100. I mean, and I don't say it in a mean way. I say it just in a factual, observational way.
Absolutely. And so I want to believe that by the time everybody leaves, I'll just be, I just want to be alone with my family. And I'm so glad all the visitors are gone, but that's not true. I always love these visitors.
They won't all be gone. Mom and Dad.
No, I mean, even when Mom and Dad leave a month after Becky leaves.
And to be fair, when you go to visit your family in the United States, the first thing you usually do is go on vacation alone with just your family. So
not always, but it happens sometimes because at some point my husband's like, I need to just not be with everybody else. So
there's a lot of people. He's a brave man. I have to say, in your house, I shared a bathroom. I was supposed to, I thought I had sort of the bathroom that I got, which is exactly 14 steps from the door, which means it's 14 steps from where the bed is to the door and then back again. So that's 28 steps, probably the same amount of steps, by the way, from the bathroom where you are, from the bathroom in my house to the room that our parents stay in.
No, definitely not.
No, if you add up
you
that
have to literally go up a step.
No,
it's a split level from the bathroom to your guest room.
It's because
and you have to wade through multiple drums.
Assuming you survive the journey without impaling yourself on something, Shai. It's like a Goonie style booby trap to get from the guest room to your
the point bathroom. Is my sister bragged to me about having my own bathroom, and I can't tell you how many times I went into the bathroom and found her son just like hanging out. Using the facilities.
When there's children in the house, no one has their own
and there is
bathroom.
No lock on the door. My kishkas were in fear for an entire week.
A 6-year-old.
No matter.
Come on.
6-year-old. Let's not forget, mom and dad think that's their bathroom too. So there's just a total wild card of mom and dad appearing at any given moment.
That's really funny. But can I tell you a dad story?
Yeah.
So I would say that dad is not typically one to hold court at dinner telling a story. That's a story that is so funny. It's normally a history lesson or a story about his, incredible upbringing and his heroic dad and an amazing immigrant mom and all these, beautiful lessons that he has to give. But it's not usually a cackling out loud type embarrassing story like mom has for us on the daily.
You're gonna tell that he does listen to the podcast.
He does. I hope he does. Yeah. Oh, what happened? I got you the fanciest internet in Europe.
And it's still not fancy enough. That's all I can say.
How about now? Is it okay? Are we back online?
Yeah, we're back online. Tell your story.
Where should I start from? I don't know where we got chopped.
Stop building it up and just tell the story.
We're at dinner with dad and mom and Vlad and Jose. And mom had spent the day at the beach. And my family and Becky's family went on a hike. And so we kind of reunited at dinner. And dad said, something strange happened to me today at the beach. And we were like, yes, keep going. And he said that he was alone on the beach chair, packed up with all their stuff because they were getting ready to leave the beach. Mom had gone to use the bathroom, so he was by himself, but with the bags and the towels. And it's like a beach club. There's a beach bar with beach chairs that you can get something to drink or eat and then sit and lounge. But normally you wouldn't be able to sit on the chairs if you didn't pay.
You are losing me with this story. What is happening?
He's sitting on the lounge chair.
Backstory.
And
a lot of character development for the beach chairs here.
I was explaining. He was listening to the book that you bought him and on tape. And somebody comes up to dad and starts asking him something. And dad assumes he wants these chairs that dad's sitting on. So in Spanish, dad's has his AirPods in. He's still listening to the book. Dad just answers in a few minutes in Spanish. And the person looks very confused and asks him another question. And dad finally takes his AirPods out and he's like, sorry, what? And the guy says in Spanish, do you work here? And dad goes, huh? And so the guy says it in English, sorry, do you work here? And dad goes, no. But remember, dad had originally said in a few minutes.
Okay.
And then the guy walks away. He's like, oh, okay. And he walks away. Dad goes, what was that about? And then he looks down and realizes he is wearing a neon green, very bright tank top, which is dad's style, and red short shorts. And that is what the lifeguards are wearing. So this person walked over to dad and was like, do you work here? And dad's like, in a few minutes, as if that's when his shift is going to start. The lifeguarding.
That's amazing. But good for dad that people mixed him up with those lifeguards.
That's what we said.
Of weeks, so that's a handsome group of lifeguards.
That's a Hasselhoff situation.
And to their credit, while a lot of things don't work very well where you live, the lifeguarding situation in general, very impressive. People were very serious.
There's a lot of water where I live.
A lot of water. Well, that's pretty great. Dad's uniform, some can say dad, he's really adapted to the Canary Islands, but maybe the Canary Islands is also adapted to dad.
Mm-hmm. Dad loves a neon tank top.
Okay. Well, something that has nothing to do with dad, but has to do with our show is that the fall is coming and there's a lot of movies coming up and we're going to do a fall preview. It seems like there's a lot of highbrow movies coming. Is it, I don't know why, or is that just what you picked? But I'm going to hand this over to Lily, who did a great outline for today's show. So I'm going to hand this over to Lily to take us through the fall preview. But you have to get us to fall. Do not start in last winter and then work us all the way to fall.
I will say that I think it's because the Venice Film Festival started this week, which is very highbrow and fancy. And that inspired this look. And I also thought it would be really funny. Like the popular movies, the Marvel shit, and I think there's one Marvel thing on here. You're going to see that anyways. Everybody knows you open up an Entertainment Weekly, you can just read all that stuff. You can go on any digital newspaper and get your Screen Rant lists or whatever. But I feel like you don't necessarily know about all the movies on this list, and that would be even funnier. And for the first part of the list, you have to pick 3 of these movies that will be coming out in the fall that you will have to say that you think will be I told you shows. That means that you probably will end up having to watch because we're going to make you, and that we're going to be right and you're going to be wrong because
I can't just see the ones that I want to see.
You can do both.
But I mean, I don't think there's nothing on. Wait, first you have to tell me which ones you want to see, because there's so many of these that I don't want to see.
Okay, well, let's start. You tell me, Becky, the ones you don't want to see.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna rattle off. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna just rattle off the list of movies, and then we'll come back. So there's the Banshee of Inisherin, and I want to see that because you have me.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it's pronounced.
I don't Inisherin.
I'm sure it's a completely different pronunciation.
Anyways, the point is. The guy who made In Bruges, 7 Psychopaths, 3 Billboards. I'm interested. Triangle of Sadness. I loved the preview so much that I stopped. I said, okay, I've seen enough. Woody Harrelson.
Sorry, so you didn't see the whole preview. So you didn't see the end of the preview. So what? I really hope you do go see this because I'm going to tell you right now, I will not be seeing this. But don't finish the preview. Do go see it.
And then we'll circle back.
And then,
wait, it's a takedown of the rich elite and a takedown of boats. I'm interested. Woody Harrelson. I'm very excited.
If that's all you got from the preview, go see it. We'll circle back. I'm not watching it.
Bardo. I don't.
Didn't you see? You saw Cuarón's.
I'm not. I can't right? Name me a Cuarón movie that I like. The Harry Potter one. I don't think I like his movies. But I know he's amazing.
Iñárritu. This isn't Cuarón.
No, but the things that they write, like the description of this movie is that is following in the footsteps of Cuarón, telling a really long story. So
it's like 3 hours long.
Yeah. So I'm out. I don't even know what you could trade me to get me to watch that. There's another Marilyn Monroe movie. I feel like there's how many Marilyn Monroe movies have there been this month? I'm interested in Cannavale as Joe DiMaggio. I'm interested in Adrian Brody as Arthur Miller, although not like the most creative casting, but he's awesome. But I'm not interested in that movie. Another Marilyn Monroe story.
Interesting. I feel like Allie will be really into that.
Bones and All. I was reading about it. This is Chalamet plays a cannibal.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in
lover, it. Cannibal.
I'm not interested in it, but you could get me to see it. I don't know. Are you either of you vouching for that movie?
No, I'm not vouching, but Becky loved Call Me by Your Name, which ended up isn't it a bit weird that Armie Hammer's in his first movie and then now is accused of being a cannibal?
That's not Chalamet's first movie.
No, Armie in his not. Well, I don't know if it's Andrew. No, who is it? Luca Guadagnino's first movie, but it's the first movie director? You've seen. Yeah, it's Call Me by Your Name.
Okay, I mean, that's cool. I like it's different.
Just imagine you make a first movie. It's super famous, wins Oscars. It's a really big deal. The guy you hired to be in that movie then is accused of being a cannibal as you make your second movie about cannibals. It's like a little bit too close. I'm just saying something's off.
I'd say cannibals really gross me out. Like, it's not like I'm scared of them. It's really gross.
It's like a little bit of a bridge too far.
It's like one of the reasons why I didn't watch iZombie is the fact that she has to eat part of the brain every time was just. Don't Worry, Darling, directed by Olivia Wilde, starring Harry Styles, as well as Chris Pine and Florence Pugh. This one is a movie where I saw the commercial a few times in the theaters, not knowing about any of the controversy and not even knowing that Harry Styles was in it. And it seemed very much my kind of movie, like a little bit Stepford Wives, a little bit Get Out. And I like Olivia Wilde's other movie, Booksmart, for the most part. So I was, it seemed intriguing, but now I feel like it has this whole drama around it, which
many layers of drama,
because you have her being served her papers by Sudeikis, like at a Comic-Con, I think.
At a Comic-Con, yeah.
And so what I want to say is, first of all, I have no actual opinion on any of these people. I don't know them.
There's so many more layers, more connected to the movie.
Harry Styles apparently made more money than
the pay difference between him and Florence. That's Shia LaBeouf.
Is that really true? Did he really make? I mean, I don't know for sure.
Olivia Wilde kind of skirted it. I think she was like, that's not true. You can't believe all the things you read or whatever.
Okay, so we don't have any actual proof of that. To me, so here's the thing. I don't know what Olivia Wilde is like as a person. I'm not going to comment on her as a person. Being someone from the media world, the way this is running, the way this is unfolding, or this is all unfolded over the last few months, definitely to me reeks of like background media warfare. I don't know if it's between her and her husband. I don't know if it's between her.
It's so obvious that some publicist was like, tell everybody Shia LaBeouf was fired. Release the statement. She does. And Shia LaBeouf is like some like complete wacko who comes up and he's like, I wasn't fucking, he's not afraid to like go against Olivia Wilde. But he's like, I wasn't fucking fired, you dumb. I quit and fuck you. And now she looks really stupid.
Well, and he put the video out. The video.
I haven't been following any of this.
Oh,
so this is riveting.
And then also, if you hired Shia LaBeouf, then he has to leave because he quits. Or whatever. You fired him / he
would
quits.
you leave him a video message?
I'm familiar with that.
Becky loves a good quit fire. Well, then she's like, wait, you know who should be in this movie? Not Shia LaBeouf? Harry Styles. That is
her boyfriend. It's her lover, right?
But it became her boyfriend after she hired him. Oh, they met on the set of the movie. They met
on the set? How long have they been making this movie? Okay, so here's the thing. She left him a video message begging him to come back to the movie, which people are making that into a smoking gun. I don't know if it's a smoking gun because it seems like she's just trying to convince an employee to like come back and try to work it out. And she's trying to smooth things. Why in the world she left this as a video message to me can only be because he wasn't picking up the phone, right? Because who knows what he was doing? Like who knows what he was doing with her? So what I'm saying is this is just based on the commercial, I've been interested in the movie, and I'm not even not like the biggest Florence Pugh fan.
Oh, she's amazing. I think it's Pugh. I don't know if you pronounce the G.
But whatever. I'm not like the biggest fan of her, but
I love her.
But this whole kind of like, world isn't what it is. Something behind. Like I'm interested in it. And the commercials were great. So, but what I would you have to see Irma Vep. Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Let me come back to Irma Vep.
Yeah.
Irma Vep, regardless of what actually happened, I don't care about the reality of the situation. These people are all working, they're having a work dispute as of now. So far, nothing illegal has happened, thank goodness. But watch Irma Vep, and that paints this picture of whatever might have been happening. And it makes you just I don't know, in some ways, it makes you just not be so concerned about all that stuff, even though the scandal is quite enjoyable to watch unfold.
I mean, it is.
But you start watching Irma Vep on HBO because it really talks about a troubled production and does it really.
But from
really
a publicist's dream, which is sick. It's terrible. But Florence is not going. I'm not saying her last name because I can't pronounce it. Is not going to the press conference for the movie at the Venice Film Festival.
Oh no, that's a bad. Those are bad signs. Those are definitely in the media business.
The hubbub and all the whispering, that's good for a movie. That's good buzz for a movie. Always. There's no bad press, right?
It is because this movie people are going to go see because of the Harry Styles fans and all of that. But Florence Pugh not showing up and not really saying much and not defending Olivia Wilde, partially because one thing that is caught on tape is Olivia Wilde minimizing her concerns about working with Shia LaBeouf. That's one thing that definitely got out there. So
for sure.
That's not great. And I think if in fact the publicist or she lied about firing Shia LaBeouf, sounds like there's just two different opinions. It's a quit fire to me, but if they lied, you can't come. Lying is bad. Don't.
I guess you're right.
The truth comes out. Either way, I'm interested in that movie. So I don't know if I want to see it on the big screen.
All right, next up.
I mean, just the description of this. Kate Blanchett.
I really want you, after we're done, you gotta watch the trailer.
I couldn't. I didn't even turn it on.
Oh, you tried?
Plays an orchestra conductor with a dark blah.
It looks like Black Swan, but with orchestra conductors.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried twice to watch the trailer. I think I've lost my edge for art house films.
I mean, I don't, and then there's The Whale with Aronofsky. I don't know. I mean, Aronofsky, I'm back and forth on. He's brilliant. I'm not sure I want to see it, but I like Brendan Fraser. I don't know. Maybe eventually I'll see it.
I think I'd do it for Brendan Fraser. Support him.
What about you, Beck? Aren't you a big Aronofsky fan?
No.
She's a huge Brendan Fraser fan.
Huge Brendan Fraser fan. Not much of an Aronofsky fan. I mean, I get why people like his movies. But I'm not.
Yeah, if I go through his movies, Pi nearly gave me a nervous breakdown. I mean, credit to him because
they made us watch it in high school.
In
In math class.
Well, that's because it had Jewish numerology in it. Oh no, you weren't even in a Jewish school then.
No, I wasn't at a Jewish school when I watched it.
Yeah, that's a cool, that movie's
Requiem
cool,
and Black
but
Swan are amazing.
I haven't seen those. Oh no, Black Swan I've seen.
Black Swan.
Black Swan. I've seen Black Swan. That's
I
cool.
like some of his movies I really, really like, but it's not like his new film comes out and I go, oh, the new Aronofsky.
Did he make The Wrestler? He made The Wrestler. That's a pretty amazing movie.
That was also amazing. He's pretty brilliant movies.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. So I give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like going to be so. I'm not in the mood for some heavy stuff right now. I think that's what it is. I'm just not in the. Bullet Train reminded me that action movies can be fun, regardless of what certain streaming platforms do with them, and so like I'm in the mood for something fun. Decision to Leave, which I added to the list, by the way, that looks cool. A noir by Park Chan-wook. I
haven't had it on the list, and I took it off because I wasn't sure that was going to be relevant to you.
Oh no, I'm into it. I'm
all right. Cool. All right, then you have your 3.
So
we can move on.
I have Triangle of Sadness. I have
Bones and All.
Bones and All, I guess. Fine.
Or Don't Worry, Darling. You said you want to see.
Don't Worry, Darling. I'd prefer to see. I don't think that's going to be an I Told You show. I think it's going to be like, it's going to arrive right where I expect it to, like a cool sci-fi drama, but not like the best.
And then Decision to Leave, which is by Park Chan-wook, a stylish film noir centered on a detective who finds himself entangled with a woman while investigating the death of her husband.
Yep, I'm on board. Sounds cool. All right. Okay, keep going.
This is my category of fall previews where highbrow meets pop culture that Shai's going to want to see, maybe.
No. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, Bros. I think
Bros I want to see, and I can't wait, and it's so exciting, and it looks so funny, and I think I don't know if I'm the biggest Billy Eichner fan, but I watch Billy on the Street with my children. Like, I can't stop laughing when Billy Eichner is Billy Eichner. Like, when we rewatched Parks and Rec with his character, who is the sommelier, when he's the episode where he's auditioning to be the sommelier, is like one of the greatest, funniest things ever. I love Billy Eichner. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm really excited. So I wouldn't put that on a list because it's going to be like, it's not an it's already a told you show.
Okay.
Like I'm
into great. It. That's great. The next one, I'm going to need you to read the blurb.
Okay.
Please.
Devotion, directed by J.D. Dillard. Devotion is a soaring true story about much more than planes flying through the sky. Jonathan Majors stars as Jesse L. Brown. Yeah, I know who that is. Who, as a black man, broke through barriers to become the top naval aviator during the Korean War. The film, helmed by J.D. Dillard, whose father was a black Navy aviator himself, follows the pilot as he builds a friendship with naval aviator Tom Hudner. Glenn Powell from Top Gun Maverick. Just sign this up for the Oscars now. What? This is amazing. You don't have to convince me to see this.
That sounds amazing.
Those are two of the like most awesome, like not new actors because they've been around, but like actors that are sort of on the up and coming.
I'm like, just keep Glenn Powell in Planes, baby.
Like,
I like it.
He's like, it's like, what's his name? Dermot Mulroney as fiancés.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, the seriousness of it is that it's an important true story, which is awesome, but it's also
this is fantastic.
Like Top Gun, the true story, a real true story.
Yeah, that's all. And Jonathan Majors is so awesome.
He's so good. I was so
Jonathan Majors. So Loki, which was a really, I think, not good. Like, not that it was not good. It felt like filler. Jonathan Majors is in the last couple episodes, which are the best episodes of the show. And he is fantastic, and he's just fantastic. So I can't wait to see this. This sounds amazing. Next on the list, Lily.
Your notes for this category are so good. You have to read all of them out loud.
Okay, Glass Knives, An Onion Mystery from Rian Johnson.
How is this the fucking title of this movie?
Who is now doing the most cynical press tour ever, where he's like revealing things about Star Wars and like leaning into basically like how right he was about everything he made. And I'm like, he's not. Come on. We all have distance from this now. Whether or not that's a good standalone movie or not, it was made by someone who hates Star Wars and has never seen it. So F this guy and his Poirot wannabe movie. I know I'm just not interested. Again, Bullet Train, very similar in a certain way to Knives Out. Better. Like, I just forget it. Not interested.
I concur.
And I'm saying, and I feel comfortable being mean about this because it's going to make a lot of money. I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm dumping on someone's like lifelong
franchise.
I'm not dumping on someone's life.
Punching up. He's punching up.
I'm punching up here. Exactly. I'm not dunking on like some indie auteurs like first.
You're not against Daniel Craig per se either.
Well, I mean,
no,
of course not. It's not
against him or any of the people in
Daniel
the cast
Craig's
at all.
great.
I quite like the cast.
No. Yeah. I just think like this whole Rian Johnson stealing my childhood and then like gaslighting everyone is just too much for me. The greatest beer run ever. Zac Efron brings beer to his friend fighting in Vietnam based on a true story. Directed by a Farrelly. I support this. I don't know if it's going to be a comedy. I don't know if it's going to be a drama. I didn't watch the preview because
I'm be very sad.
Seems like they haven't quite decided from the preview doesn't want you to know what this movie really is.
I'm very interested in the description though. That I'm very interested in the description. If it's 3 hours, I'm less interested. Okay. Next up, we've got Weird, the Al Yankovic story, directed by Eric Appel, on the Roku channel, November 4th, streaming for free. So no one has an excuse not to see it. I mean, just lock it down for Oscar contender right now. Daniel Radcliffe playing my
all
hero.
categories.
When the Oscars come around this year, I can't wait. We're gonna have to do some sort of like extra game or something where Shai has his own special list because it's like RRR. Weird. The Al Yankovic story.
We should do our alt Oscars.
Right. An alternative Oscars this year.
Okay, maybe
Top Gun. Shai has so many movies. It's been years since you have this many movies to love, Shai.
I have to say, this year for movies has been amazing. Like, this to me is like that Pulp Fiction year level of movies. When you have Top Gun, RRR, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Like, those are 4 movies alone that were 4 of the best
that's not even
movie experiences I've had in a long time. And the Al movie hasn't come out. And I'm going to give you my review of Bodies at the end of this episode. So
great.
This is a great year for movies. It makes me
you have to read this next one.
It's so long. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just people need
the
to know
Menu,
that this movie's
directed
coming out.
by Mark Milod.
Heard it both ways.
You may think you know where fine dining horror comedy The Menu is going from the description alone, or from its is this another cannibal movie? From its fittingly menacing trailer, which was I gotta say the cannibal thing is
they're so in. I don't know why Army Hammer's getting canceled. They're so in 2022.
Exclusive me.
It's the best
12 high rollers that goes terribly awry, which I always thought was pronounced Ari. This because awry I thought was just like OH space like rye, like the bread. Rye bread. The thing is, you don't. The film, directed by Game of Thrones and Succession veteran, written by 2 former bigwigs at The Onion. This has a lot going for it. Is a delightful and surprising as the fanciest trompe-l'oeil dish at Noma or El Bulli. I don't know what that means. Or so he pays attention.
Those are fancy, famous restaurants.
Okay. It's wickedly funny too, a satire about excess, plausible enough to keep from spinning entirely off the rails, all performed by a crew of beloved actors. Awesome. That sounds great. I'm interested. Yeah. I mean, the eating people thing is gross, but I like The Hunt. I loved Ready or Not.
It looks like this is a horror comedy that's
I'm interested in the boat yacht movie with Woody Harrelson, which is probably the same kind of thing.
Nope. From the preview, again, seems very different. We'll circle back.
Okay.
And the next one Becky put on the list, so she can.
Now I don't remember. I don't
see how
remember
they
what
run.
it is.
See how they
I gotta
run.
look it up.
See how they run. See how they run. What is it?
I have directors. I have blurbs. Becky just has.
Yeah, I did too. For what
Sorry, I got propofol this morning. How was your day?
Oh yeah, Becky, you're doing.
Oh
pretty
no,
well.
this.
This has got
Saoirse
Chris
Ronan,
Evans,
Sam Rockwell. This looks like.
Is that Chris Evans? No, Sam Rockwell. I was ever
Sam
since Chris
Rockwell,
Evans.
Saoirse Ronan,
Adrian Brody.
It's like
that's a Wes Anderson cast.
Yeah, it's very. It kind of.
A lot of Adrian Brody lately.
It's like the same type of After Party or Knives Out premise, which is someone has been murdered and they have to solve the detective has to solve the murder that night, but it's a period piece, so it's kind of
that sounds awesome. Love everybody.
I love a premise I love.
Yeah, because
it looks like a lot of fun.
I'm guessing people like Knives Out. Let's have other people make the same movie and. No one will like, and it will be good too.
So I love Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan and Sam Rockwell as a team. That just seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. Adrian Brody. I mean, you got great people in this. This sounds awesome. I'm very interested in that. When's it coming out? That seems really fun.
Becky can look up for you.
Right. It's coming out.
In the meantime, as Becky looks at when that's coming out, the next one
September 16th.
Cool. Soon you can go
that's
see
soon.
That when
that's
you get
great.
Home, when I'm
that's
not with
great.
you anymore. Both of you go see it together. The next
one.
You
know what? Maybe when I'm home, people will stop sending me for endoscopies.
You know, your
look. You go on vacation with mom. You're getting an endoscopy or a colonoscopy.
So this I put on the list because he's a heavy hitter, but I read that he was kind of canceled a bit because of some talk of him being toxic on the movie sets. I didn't even realize that, or maybe
supposedly he's like very intense kind of yeller or something. I don't know, but
I don't know. So the cast looks great, but I can't figure out what this is about. So I just wrote the title and moved on. Amsterdam, David O. Russell is coming out this fall.
Well, it's got Margot Robbie. It's got John David Washington,
Anya Taylor-Joy, which is
okay. I'm interested with all these people. These are all really what I love about John David Washington. I guess Margot Robbie's really like bona fide megastar, but John David Washington, Anya Taylor-Joy, Mike Myers. Wow, it's Michael Shannon, Timothy
Christian
Olyphant.
Bale.
What is happening here? Is this another mystery though? Just like it's
that
in
the 30s, it follows three friends who witness a murder, become suspects themselves, and uncover one of the most outrageous plots in American history.
Okay, well, I'm interested.
So murder mysteries and cannibals.
Everyone's making their Knives Out or cannibal movie right now. All right. I've seen commercials for all of the heavy important movies on the list till The Woman King. She said these all look like incredible movies. Very, very heavy.
Preview is amazing. These movies look really,
really.
I know you said you're not into anything heavy, but she said, The Woman King and Till.
And we didn't put the Call the Janes.
I couldn't remember the title.
Call Jane.
I had asked you to add that, but it's okay.
Call Jane. The Janes.
The one with Elizabeth Banks.
The truth is there's two. There's the Janes, which is the documentary.
No, I'm talking about the Sigourney Weaver one.
And then there's
this isn't a book podcast, Becky. Shai won't talk documentaries on it.
I don't even know what
you're talking about. The books of movies. And then there's the Elizabeth Banks,
which is Call Jane.
What are we talking
about?
And
Sigourney Weaver about the abortion. The women that were helping other women get abortions when it was illegal. No, that's not a current film, even though it could be.
Although it is also.
You mean a current story?
The period piece and a current,
and very accurate. Those four movies look amazing in terms of something intense to watch. Those I assume are also all Oscar contenders. And then we move into pop, which I sort of got bored of this list because I was like, people are going to know what's coming out, the most popular thing, but these two are very important. Wakanda Forever, obviously, is
I'm very interested to know what they're going to do with the passing of the torch with Chadwick Boseman having passed away so young.
Well, it's obviously from the preview, it's part of the film. This is the only Marvel movie I'd be interested in watching. So
Ryan Coogler, I haven't seen a movie of his that isn't great so far. So I'm sure this will be excellent too, even with all the weird issues around making the movie.
And then the next one, Avatar, The Way of the Water, I won't see unless it's with Becky.
I'm only going to see it if I see it with Becky and Vlad, and they get us tickets in the middle of the last row of the IMAX, surrounded by as many people coughing on us as possible.
Excuse me, there was no one behind us, so we were actually surrounded by the fewest number of people coughing around us.
And did I like Dune?
Welcome.
I loved Dune.
You rent out an IMAX?
Lily, you can do anything.
But we didn't rent out an IMAX.
Point is, okay, I'm making a connection here. Here.
I loved Dune, so this might be Becky has her like version of a mom movie.
Love Dune. What is it? Oh, because you went to see that with Becky and Vlad.
I would not have been as interested in Dune without Becky and Vlad.
So good.
And I loved it. And so I think Becky might have Becky movies, which are movies that are more fun because you see them with Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And Avatar Way of the Water must be it. But I can't go to an IMAX. I got to go to a theater where the seats are reclines because I got to be able to eject and take a nap if I have to. Because it looks
I wonder how long it's going to be.
And it's not even it's going to be like the first act of a 5-movie story too.
Oh
I'm going to watch this thing and it's going to have a cliffhanger.
I'm not sure I'm ready to commit to this, like Game of Thrones style or something. Yeah, or like Harry Potter series style. But
who's the guy that's in it? The Australian? What's his name?
Oh, Sam Worthington. I love it.
Where has he been? Has he been making this movie for 5 years?
He's been in one of James Cameron's underwater tanks making this movie for the last decade.
Well, I mean, that's good to know. That it means Jake Scully's character probably survives a number of the movies.
But I do feel like in the original, he's not Australian. And in the preview, I heard an Australian accent. Does it become Australian?
It becomes...
He's
Navi.
Sam Worthington is in Under the Banner of Heaven, and he's excellent in it.
Oh, so he has been in something.
He's been busy.
Yeah.
All right. And now, Shai, tell us what people can see, because technically September is fall.
Okay,
so preview this actually came out already.
Allie and I went to drop our kids off for a birthday present we got from my father-in-law, which was they got to do a cooking class with my in-laws and nephews and nieces.
You didn't go to that?
Yeah, I know. It was like, right? Isn't that the best? What
were they learning to make? Wait. I want to guess what they learned to make. They learned to make
what is it? Fettuccine Alfredo.
I was going to say risotto.
Oh, I was close. Yeah. Italian.
They made homemade
gnocchi.
They made homemade pasta.
Oh, we were right.
Close.
They made
minestrone soup,
chicken parmesan, and a bread pudding. That was the. Anyways, so Allie and I dropped them
for the birthday. No. I'm still hung up on this. Why weren't you and Allie at the birthday present?
Because the gift is not having to take Shai with you to a cooking class.
Yeah, the gift. You pay for individual seats. We're going to pay for 10 people to go to cooking class. No, it was the grandchildren.
Where are the Cocoa Krispies?
The grandchildren. No, so we dropped the kids off, and Mary and Jeff went to dinner on their own, and Allie and I, the Cookology place is right next to the movie theater. And I'm in the mall and I'm like, Allie and I were thinking, oh, maybe we should go to dinner. And then I looked and I said, wait a minute, why are we not just going to the movies? A movie would be the exact length of this cooking class. And then Allie hopped on her phone, and I give Allie tremendous credit for this. The woman is amazing. She hopped on her phone and she found out that Bodies was starting right at that moment. It was a movie she and I both wanted to see. Yep. And so we hopped over, we walked across the hall, and we got tickets, and we even caught the last preview right before I don't remember what it was for, but we didn't miss any of the movie. And we didn't miss any of the movie, and we got to see it. And it was an excellent horror comedy. By all the way, all the actors in it were fantastic. I
give Allie a lot of credit for moving that fast on a movie plan.
It was really intelligent. I just shout out to the writer Sarah DeLapp. I don't know her. I'm not familiar with her. Kristen Rupenian was the story by, and the director Holland Rajan. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like, they just did an awesome job. It is a hilarious send up also of the different sort of prototypes of young people you see today. And it it was really good. Rachel Sennott, who was in Shiva Baby, was absolutely awesome in this movie. She was, I think, like kind of like they were all great. Everybody was great. It was a really good ensemble. Even Pete Davidson was excellent. Pete Davidson was like perfectly cast and did a great job. But Rachel Sennott was really fun. Really fun in this movie, and she's super excellent. So I highly recommend it. It's really funny. It's dark. It's definitely dark. Sissy, which was this Australian movie that we saw at South by Southwest, is similar. And I sort of give Sissy a little bit the edge as a horror movie because it is a lot scarier and grosser or gorier. And this one I give the edge as a comedy, but both of them in that same level of really good. I recommend seeing both of them. They have a similar kind of vibe and satire to them. So that's what I got for you.
Cool.
What about you all? Oh, also Letterkenny season 8. So Letterkenny season 7. I don't know if maybe there's a pandemic season. I don't really know that the beginning of that season was just a little bit too much for me. I wasn't super into it, but season 8 has been fantastic. And it's essentially the prequel to Shoresy. So you've got to keep watching Letterkenny.
Nice. I really love it. I'm going to keep watching it. Today, I watched the entire season 2 of Indian Matchmaking.
Highly recommend.
I mean, I would say I recommend it if you're into Indian matchmaking. I was a little frustrated at various points, but I just think, Seema Auntie has a lot to offer and people should be taking her advice. And I'm excited to see her to change
on this show and people don't listen to her advice.
Yeah, basically Seema Auntie is right and people should listen to her advice. And I'm excited to see how many more lives she changes in season 3.
That's amazing.
That's it. Lily? That's all I watched. All I watched today was that. I was sitting in my room, not able to eat the whole day. So if I can't eat, it means I cannot interact with human beings or walk or move.
That is, Becky, that is called
in a cold, dark, air-conditioned room watching like 8. How many hours? It's 8 episodes. Maybe.
Don't go to Lily's living room. I'll tell you that.
Tell you that. No, I'd been dehydrated in like 15 minutes.
So I was like, put the air conditioning on.
You always say that.
Anytime you want, Shai. I put it on all the time when you were over.
But that doesn't make it work.
It's a very big room to cool down. I don't know what to say.
But the air conditioner is pointing at one little corner.
Were you cold in your room?
No. My room was incredible. My daughter, who also likes a cold room to sleep in, like, we both would go in there and put it down to 19 degrees, which in Fahrenheit it's
like 50.
It was so amazingly cold. Like both of us just couldn't. It was so great. That room.
That's all you need.
Perfectly cold.
Bathroom you share with a 6-year-old. What more could you ask for on vacation?
A 6-year-old, my parents, the housekeeper,
the nannies. So I saw Reese Witherspoon's production company's new thriller for Apple TV, Surface.
Is it a Microsoft Surface?
No, it's about a woman. It's a mystery about a woman who supposedly kills herself, but survives. She jumps off a ferry and has complete amnesia. And then the mystery unravels. I think it comes from a book. I want to say the book was probably much better. I don't know.
Is it like the movie Shattered with Tom Berenger and she finds out at the end of the movie she's not really her, she's someone else?
That, you know what? I think that's part of the problem. It was great to have a show where it even keeps mom guessing. Mom was guessing till the very last 10 minutes, or 2 minutes. So that was really cool because when I watch a show with you or mom, within the first 5 minutes, you're like, oh, she's not really her. Or, oh, she actually killed somebody else. Or
I will say I was wrong about bodies too. Bodies.
I gotcha at the end.
I wouldn't say it got me. Like I wasn't surprised, but I didn't guess it.
Well, so the fact that mom didn't guess it is a testament then to the show. But I think the problem was that we made so many guesses while we were watching that by the time the ending happened, we were like, oh, I guess that's the ending. because the entire time we were like, no, this happened, no, that happened. And the things we were saying were getting crazier and crazier. What is interesting is that I assumed it was a one-off, but it ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger, and Ethelfled is in it from Last Kingdom at the end. So it makes you wonder about maybe, there's a season 2. I probably would watch it. I can't tell. If there's no season 2, then I don't know if I recommend it. But if you like a thriller where you're trying to figure,
is season 2 going to be called iPad?
It's very funny, but yeah, it was cool. And then upon your suggestion, we started Reacher, which is on Amazon Prime. Which
is that a Jose show or what?
Yeah, but I thought it was some old Tom Cruise shtick or whatever, and it's actually a pretty cool show. And we're hooked on. It's not Jack Reacher, it's just Reacher. And it's the most muscular human being I've ever seen on TV.
That guy's good though. He's awesome.
Bar none. Like there's a scene in episode 3 where he takes off his shirt and he's walking around a motel room, and both Jose and I were like, whoa, we had to sit back. There's a lot of muscles on a human being.
Yeah,
so
they put him in the shower as often as possible in that.
He opens a beer that's not a twist off with the crux of the inside of his elbow. He twists it off. And my husband was like, that's one of the best scenes I've ever seen on a show. I can't believe he did that. I was like, I don't know if the actor actually did that. He's like, oh my God, it looks so real.
Did he want to try?
Apparently also says he can fight. So that's fun for him to see him do all these fights.
Okay. Because that's always a big thing for your husband is that
if they really can't fight, it makes him not like the show. So that's it.
All right. Well, Lily, where should people follow you?
Chichi, Chichik Gomez on the Twitter.
Becky, where should people follow you?
At Paper BK Princess on Twitter.
And you can follow me at Pancake and the number 4 table on Twitter and Instagram. Follow all the Friday Night Movie shenanigans at Fry Night Movie on Twitter and Instagram. We don't ask for this often, but you know what? Go in, give us a review on Apple Podcasts. Honestly, it's kind of complicated to do it, but just go to our podcast and click on the part where you write a review and write one. And I would say a good reason to do it is stick it to the one guy who gave us, I think, either a 0 or a 2-star review.
Get out.
Yeah. And the premise of it was just, I'm sure this is a good show, but I can't listen to women's voices in vocal fry. So
what's vocal fry?
It's just when you talk on the microphone.
It's just women.
No.
Wait,
how come no one told me about this?
We talked about it in detail on this podcast.
No, we haven't.
You were probably just late or locked out of your office.
Yeah.
No, but wait. No, not on this podcast. I listened to this podcast.
Go in and stick it to the misogynists and write us a nice review.
Oh my God. For women everywhere. Donate to the DC Abortion Fund and give us a good review.
All right, and the theme music is by What Does It Eat? Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.